Hello, lovely, lovely light ones. I just wanted to share quite a sacred moment I'm having here in a very deserted, naturey spot. Because the rains have been coming down and no one's out, and it's beautiful when no one's out and I can bring Jakey Man, do some training, and yeah, just having conversations with different dog owners. Now I'm a dog owner, and being able to really speak my truth and check out where the landmines are in narrative. And so it's really interesting, and I speak my truth, and then the narrative goes deeper on each side, and then you find out that somebody's had the vaccine and or the vaccine, the jabbed ones. And it was really interesting because I'm needing to leave the swan poo, please. I know you have a penchant for swan poo. It sees the gold in it, just like the royals do. So it was really interesting being able to hold that conversation with people that have had the vaccine, that are quite open to my narrative and my woo-woo, more than strangers ever have been. But I think it's because I've learned how to play the game, the spell game, the magic trick that is wording. And it's interesting because there was a girl, like, she had a dog, he had a dog, and we met our dogs. And then he was the one that was the jabbed one. He's had it, and I was really interested, what have you had it for? What made you do it? Because he understood my narrative of it somewhat. And he said it was the job thing. And then basically, she hadn't. She was a younger girl. She was like, I don't know. Oh, no, I don't think I'm going to get it. Didn't speak much. And then he left. And then another guy came with another dog. And it was really interesting because he was an Indian guy. We connected on the ancestry part. Though he didn't do much talking, I did a lot of the talking, but he was very, very receptive. And then, I'm going down the route of the conversation about vets and doctors and how I'm dealing with vets now, who I realise actually they seem to be in the big pharma companies' pockets too, in the way they are just giving out drugs to my dog, steroids and antibiotics for a puppy who's 6 months old, and I rejected. And so that brought something up, and I had this conversation, and he said, I said, I just want to ask out of interest, have you had the vaccine? Because, this is authentic conversation with people. And he's like, yes, I have, and I'm a doctor. I was like, wow, beautiful. Now is where the conversation can get really juicy and debateful, if that's a word, but with love and understanding and non-judgment. This was the plan, and to have people actually listen to the narrative as the alternative. And I was like, oh my God, I love that your ears are here. So I just went down the full arse route of big pharma and what the alternative medicines that have been going on for epochs are still not listened to by Western medicine, and healthy people are getting chastised right now for not wanting to pump themselves with pharmaceutical drugs. And so it was really interesting to have this conversation, and he seemed to be, I could feel he had ancestry around him. This is a very important time of the planetary calendar, with coming up for solstice. We're in the shadow, and I know the souls that I meet and have these kind of conversations with, I am connected on an astral level and with their ancestry as well as mine, fighting the good fight. And so it was so juicy and interesting, and we were having this kind of debate. I'm not going to say masturbate. We are having this debate, though it was quite like that. And there was this listening, and there was this acceptance of mine. And to get through ears like that, who are very solid in their medical profession, especially now, where, you know, all doctors are in those kind of things. If they're not, they're getting censored to hell and, I'm not going to say disbarred, that's a lawyer, they're getting struck off. So really, really interesting to meet a gentleman like that and have my say and maybe put a seed in of change. Can you stop shouting at the swans? You had a really good moment with a swan the other day, Jacob. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Look at it, so calm, like a mill pond. So, yeah, really, really interesting times. He's going to come and hiss at you. He's going to come and attack you. He's going to come and attack you. All right, thank you, Jacob. So, yeah, I just wanted to share this, and I noticed the change in my attitude and my judgment for jabbed ones, and realize there's an opportunity there to actually have a really powerful, deep and authentic conversation, because I don't hold back anymore, no matter who they are. But like the old me might have like walked away, stepped away from, oh, they're jabbed, of course they're going to think like that, and then being confronted with a doctor and having that opportunity to completely speak my truth in a manner that he couldn't argue with, and he had to kind of like just nod, but he was very smiley, and like, I know I'm going to bump into it again, because it's like you see the same dog walkers a lot, and it's really interesting, because usually I just get to know the name of the dog. Who's this? What's this dog's name? And so I know everybody's dog's name, don't know their names. But today I kind of like, you know, asked some people's names. I got to know a few of these beings that we're interacting with on this plane, but have massive more to do with what's happening in our astral plane, in our dream time, because that is where we know what we're doing. Our astral life, when we're sleeping, we know what battle we're fighting. We know exactly what the truth is. In this lifetime, we have had our memories, like, you know, we've been dismembered, so to speak, and so this is why we're having to remember and put our heads back on our bodies and start feeling the body and know what Gaia is going through herself. And the only way we can do that is through deep shadow work, facing our deepest, darkest love within. And that can be a really not a pretty journey sometimes. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. I'm just by this Oki. Oki's calling me. Oki's calling me to do a set of codes, really to just have that courage to not care what people think and not have any judgment if you want to speak your truth. And I think it's time's are ticking, people. We got to start speaking the truth, man. It's all over. It's all over. So yes, these codes today are to bring in that ability to speak and allow people to have their truth without judgment, and know that is the road to mastery. You know, let's have a truce between our truths, everybody. Yeah. Se lolo, chiamane, chiatilo, chiadale, kimutu, kadilele, kimamulo, kadilele, hasitiki, kulanala, chiamamalo, kutidala, yatitila, mamonala, hetegetilo, kulo, kudala, sepaditi, patsikitelo, olele, mabala, nimelo, canile, kitile, kitela, hamabate, bodula, dela, kema siti, bukutulo, emama, dilana, nemulo, adilele, kiada, dilana, tamala, dele, mulana, kipatile, kiata, tilata, kiamama, do tu kolana. Ke pasite kitile kinena. Hema moloto kulo kodela. Ke pasite kiemo kutulo kutalde mama dulo atale desi kitile lele. Yamamada delete. Kulele mamada delete. Kimamula dade kitile. Yatile namada delene. Mutu kutula delele. Hey. Thank you. Thank you from the Jakey, good boy. The Jakey and moi, and the Loki here, and of course, Wolambe. Thank you. So, have that courage to open up this part, this energy center right here, and listen. That's 50% of the throat chakra energy is speaking and listening. And listening and discerning what is our truth and what is not. And being okay with listening to a truth that is not yours. And far from yours, maybe. But being able to hold your own and listen and be in your sovereign power. I love yous. Happy solstice, everybody. These energies are strong. These energies are lifting veils on opportunities and pathways that are closer to your truth than you think. We just got to see in the places that we don't usually look and listen in those places where we don't usually listen. I love yous.